The following is an email from Frankie, the first person to encounter Entity 303 that was supposed to go to Speed, the first person to ever speak out about 303. Frankie's email has since been deleted. Date email sent December 11th, 2013. Email Frankie the Miner 2001 at yahoo.com. Subject Entity 303 information. Message. Hi, the speed. My name is Frankie. I'm a huge fan of Minecraft, and I have been playing for about 2 years now. Every day after school, me and my friend John would always play on his private server. He was a bit of a noob at Minecraft, but since he was pretty rich, he decided to buy a private server so we could play multiplayer survival along with my friends Vincent and Brady. One day, one day, we were we all were in a group Skype chat, and we were working on a huge survival city that we were in the process of building for at least 8 months. We were really proud of with how it turned out. It was located in a desert, so we apparently named our city Dry Bones. All of a sudden, while we all went to grab supplies to finish the hotel that we were working on, John noticed something strange in the chat. The only plugins that we had on the server were essentials, along with some plugin that Brady found called Social Spy. Thanks to Social Spy, it seems that someone called player number 303 used the command stop now. John suffers from major anxiety. I've known him since preschool, and he's always been a really insecure person. So when he saw that a so called non existent player tried to shut down the server, he immediately thought it was a hacker. At first, I thought, was it just a bug or something, and that he was just being paranoid. But I reminded myself that this was a private server. I set up the plugins for him and such, and I kept his server whitelisted since he didn't know how. There was no way anyone could join except us. I checked the server control panel, and it showed we were the only ones on the server. I was getting a bit confused. We all decided just to ignore it and continue with our survival. It's about 20 minutes in, and I'm walking with Vincent to the nearest forest to grab wood, which wasn't very near at all. All of a sudden, we see a white figure in the distance of the desert. It appeared to be in the model of some type of ghostly figure with what I could barely make out as red eyes. I quickly took a screenshot and ran after it. For some reason, Vincent's player just stood still. I assume it's just a lag, but he's not even speaking on the Skype call. I checked Skype and asked if he's still online. No answer. He's not even on the Skype call. By now, Brady is just ignoring us and considering on the hotel, and John is freaking out. I can hear the shakiness of his voice. Anyhow, I open up Minecraft again to see that white figure disappeared and Vincent disconnected from the server. I tried calling him on my phone, but no answer. It goes straight to voicemail. I tried texting him, but the texts don't deliver. John's getting worried to the point where it sounds like he's about to cry. Brady isn't even listening to us. He's not aware of the situation at all. I finally get his attention and he finally realizes how peculiar this problem is. He TPS types to me and helps me search for the white figure. Now John's hysterically crying, thinking that the hacker killed Vincent IRL or something. Suddenly, my screen starts glitching. It's not normal for Minecraft to bug out like that. It looked like it was corrupted or something. If that's not bad enough, the chat starts spamming objects successfully summoned by player number 303. I look at the Skype chat and realize that someone has joined the call. It does not have a username, nor did we get any notification of someone getting a whole added to the call. John's just watching this all happen. His voice is shaking, and I can hear him sniffling. Honestly, I was starting to get a little freaked out myself. Brady seemed to leave the call and disconnect from the server, possibly out of boredom. I'm trying to calm John down, but he simply repeats, I can't do this. Can't take this. This is too much for me. The anonymous Skype caller finally puts facecam on. It's too dark to see anything. John gets too overwhelmed and leaves the call and server. I don't blame him if he stayed any longer. He'd probably have a mental breakdown. It's just me and this anonymous player. I ask him if there's anyone there. I hear a faint voice saying something like, make a wish. It was faint, yet it sounded like a voice changer. I decided to switch on Minecraft to see if the player is there. The chat spams with file overload in red text, along with make a wish in gray text. I suddenly get poisoned with a potion of blindness, then lose my ability to move. I can't even turn off my computer or exit out of Minecraft. This player then runs up to me. It seemed to have a ghostly skin on with red eyes and a white parka. The chat then says one more thing, make a wish and say goodbye to your friends. The Skype call drops and somehow exits out by itself, and the player runs up to me and hits me for some reason. It makes that oof noise that used to exist in beta and earlier. My computer then shuts off. I tried to turn it on, but to no avail. I try using my phone, but the internet is down. I wait about 3 hours before turning my computer on. The desktop wallpaper was changed to green coating, probably hex. Probably hex. I then realized that literally everything except the recycling bin was deleted from my PC. I turned off my computer and used my laptop. I tried calling John, but he did not answer. The same goes with Brady and Vincent. I decided to just go to bed and go to school the next day to speak with John and the others the next day. I go to school the next morning, and Brady is the only one to show up. He says that Vincent and John's parents called his parents and asked if John or Vincent were at his house. Apparently, they went missing. There were no sign of them, and the police came to their houses and checked to see if there were any clues on where they were, but there were no results. I decided to ditch school and walk to John's house to see if he's there. I see his mother sitting on the steps crying, asks if she's okay, and she says that John apparently committed suicide. Not in the house, most likely snuck out to end his life. She handed me a piece of paper that claimed to have been left on John's computer table. I read the note carefully. I can't take this anymore. I can't sleep. I'm afraid he's watching me. I can't live like this, knowing that someone is after me, wanting me to die a slow, painful death. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I started to cry a bit. When I read those last few words, I checked back the back of the paper, and written on the corner in very small text was a familiar phrase: make a wish. After about 20 minutes of confronting John's mother, after 20 minutes of comforting John's mother, I leave to go check out on Vincent's dad. His dad's car is in the driveway, but no one's is home. Not even his dad. I sneak in the house, and what do I see in the bathroom? Written on the mirror in red marker are the words "Make a wish." That was when I realized that these weren't just coincidences. This was a serious issue. Not just some hacker, but someone who is mentally torturing his victims cause and causing them to so-called disappear. If you get this email, the speed. If you ever encounter 303 again, I want you to quickly close out your your Minecraft and shut down your computer. I don't want you to end up like Vincent or John. Please be careful. If I get more information, I'll contact you immediately. Good luck. The second encounter. Uh, December 13th, 2013. I was playing with some friends on Xbox 3 on the Xbox 360, playing Minecraft, and we were in creative mode, building a big city. The world was also on peaceful mode. We were all having a good time until somebody's house started burning. Now, of course, we had all heard of griefers, but in fact, we were blaming everyone. In fact, another house started burning as well. We blamed the host using his host privileges. However, we were wrong. We all decided to investigate what was really going on. We all went to the house together, including the host, only to see the most scariest thing happen. We looked through the windows to see TNT go off by itself. Somewhere in the distance, we were all starting to get scared and would get even more scared. We then began to look around houses, and most of them were on fire. There was nothing that could set these houses on fire, and fire spread was off. So was TNT. I tried to believe the that TNT and fire did not work. Once more, crap started happening when we were all together, including the host. No one was missing in the house. I counted heads, and we were all together. But stuff was happening, and we couldn't explain it. To my surprise, we started finding signs in TNT going off again. It was too much. I plugged a cable into my Xbox and into my computer and opened up a program used to read the source codes that were going on. To my surprise, the source codes described as this entity as 303. My source code soon started getting out of control. Out of control. Weird. 303 entity codes were showing up, and I couldn't stop them. My computer was being overwhelmed with this. I tried to find out who was causing this, but I just didn't. Just 303 did this, and that nothing else happened. But not everything was caused by him. The host started trolling us to scare us as well. It it wouldn't be a secret for long. The source codes told me everything that was happening, including what players did, and me as well. But then the source codes were done. They were surely done for it. No matter how I tried, I couldn't figure out what was happening, but the source code soon spelled out the words "Make a Wish." I thought this was the host, but then started blaming everyone again. As you can see in the source codes highlighted everything that the entity 303 did. Block 1241 is TNT. Item 3213 is flint and steel. Block 4 is wood. And also in RAR of the world. I highlighted Make a Wish. As I said earlier, this list went on and on, completely busting my computer. But one question remains. Is this Herobrine? Soon the host had to go to sleep and left the world. However, the source codes were still working. No idea why. And the world was off. Entity 303 was still controlling the world. I decided to exit my program to see if anyone had seen this mysterious entity on the Minecraft forums. There were only a few people. Some of them sent me pictures that they have taken, and only one PC player took a picture as he seen it as well. He said he was playing with his friend on a private Hamachi server. As you can see, they encountered it as well. Yes, it has a texture pack, but he sent me the pack, and there's no mob or block with white skin. Soon, a mysterious profile on the forum started to chat with me. He only said a few words and then left the chat. Notch will think you are crazy when he sees this, by the way. You're next. I hurried and clicked on his profile, but the page 404'd. Soon I received an inbox message from him and clicked to reply. I asked him where Herobrine was, only to get back a scary reply. I got this message. I replaced him. He has died. He is no longer with us, or nor anyone else. I was using another website to reply to him for protection on the forums. My account suddenly signed out, tried to sign back in, only for the forums to tell me your account has been deleted for the following reason. Stop. I couldn't believe it. I made another account and stopped researching and went to sleep as well. Conclusion. There have been many more sightings after this one. The first person who saw 303 has disappeared from the internet. He hasn't been heard from since December 10th, 2013. The most recent encounter as of July 7th, 2014 is when on July 7th, 2014, the second encounter person, YouTube the Speed 179, was Skype texting with a friend in the middle of the conversation. 303's team hacked his computer. If you see things in your Minecraft worlds like birchwood in oak trees, fire in the sky, random cobblestone, where it is not supposed to be, upside down crosses, figures in in the distance or suspicious occurrences. Entity 303 could be hacking your Minecraft. If you think you've been hacked, look through your whole computer and delete files with 303 in them. Remember, a lot more than 100 than 1 out of 40 people are affected by 303. There are some people pretending to be Entity 303. If you see someone on Minecraft with the username Entity 303, then just ignore the person, be careful, and stay safe. If you see anything weird in your worlds, post a comment showing the picture. Update December 13th, 2013. Entity 303 said that we have 5 weeks to train because the war will be in 5 weeks. Get ready, guys. He also said look out your window at night because he said you will see him eating children and spitting out their bones. Children are disappearing. And the last thing they did was Minecraft. Also, the Speed 179's team discovered the sulfur immunity. It's an IP address that protects you from 303. It is currently unknown how it works. If you haven't been affected by 303 yet, it will happen in 5 weeks. 303 cannot be beaten just by fighting alone. So some people created teams. The team leaders recruited members over the internet to fight Entity 303. The Speed 179's team is the first one. Speed's team has a special server called the Sulfur of Immunity, a thing that protects you from 303.